Blog Talk Radio.
Good morning and welcome to this week's Step with. I'm your host, Davida Shinsky, and you're listening to Live Without Limit. Today's show is titled 7 Free Ways to Quickly Grow Your Online Business. And since everything has moved online, with what's going on today, this is an important topic to talk about, to make you aware of how you as an individual can still work, but work from home. And there's a saying that I've been using for many years, and that's that jobs that existed in the past don't exist today, and jobs today didn't exist in the past, and there's jobs in the future that haven't been invented yet. This is an important thing to remember simply because with today's pandemic, it has hastened the way things have been done in the past. It's not that they haven't been done or that they haven't been moving in that direction. It's just that we have been moving in that direction, but people were just not recognizing or willing to understand. But what I'm going to do is tell you a little bit about a story, because I can remember back in the latter part of the 20th century that I had a neighbor, and she went to work with a company. And what did they do? They gave her the laptop computer, they gave her a telephone, and they told her, go set up your phone online or your phone and your internet service. All you have to do is log into the mainframe, and then all your calls will be passed on to you. And this has been going on really since the latter part of the 90s, simply because companies were looking for ways to cut their own expenses. So now with the pandemic going on, it's literally changed how we look at business and how we consider business in today's marketplace. Therefore, this is a very timely topic. Not everyone has thousands of dollars to put into growing an online business. In reality, you can do it a lot without spending any money at all. All it really takes is effort and imagination. Today, I'm going to go over how to grow an online business for free. You can start right now and begin boosting the future of your presence on the internet. Here are 7 of my tips to grow an online business without money, although you may want to invest something into those methods at a later date. You can start now for free. Here's the thing. E-commerce, even if you have a brick and mortar store, you still need an online e-commerce store. Therefore, you need a payment method. You've got PayPal, you've got Stripe, and you've got several other ways that you can do this. But what we want to do is talk to you about how to create some of those opportunities for yourself to deliver high-quality content. Creating a high-quality content is important, whether it's a company blog or a product description. It's all about engaging the audience and giving them what they need, information. This information needs to be delivered in a way that keeps readers connected, avoiding blocks, separating points with headers, and keeping the language easy to absorb, and only the beginning. Another important aspect of content is to keep in mind it's remaining factual. Always base your material on evidence that you can collaborate with other sources. As we live in the age where fake news is tossed around frequently, you can make sure that your business is seen as a legitimate source. In other words, you want your company to be viewed as an authoritative figure. Authority works to improve brand reputation as well as search engine ranking. High-quality content also involves other elements outside of text as well. While content is and always will be king, the delivery of that information is greatly important. Now, before I get into some other things, I'm going to tell you why you've got to be aware of what's fake news and what's made up news. And if you're going to write articles or anything that you write, you need to make sure. And I know someone that she literally believes Trump can do no wrong. And why is that? Because many, many years ago, she saw Trump give someone a $10,000 check to help take care of their baby. One act. And she is a fan of his for life. And she believes everything that she reads that he says or anyone around him says. And they have been trying for years to link Biden, Hunter Biden, to criminal acts and his father. And recently, there was an article written in the Post where it was said that the FBI had been informed or let them know that when Giuliani was traveling to the Ukraine, that he was being fed misinformation from Russia. And yet, all of a sudden, an article came in that a laptop was dropped off for being repaired, and the owner did not come back to retrieve the laptop. Therefore, the repairman went in and looked at all the information on his laptop and came across an email that says that Hunter Biden and his father were given millions of dollars and for being influential or being able to influence them. And yet, that's the story that she's peddling. And it's also, and then it was that, he took a thumbnail and he took off the information from the computer and kept it. And then he turned that computer over to the FBI, and they told him they would get back to him months and months later. And then when they didn't get back to him, he took that thumbnail with all that information on it and turned it over to Giuliani. So according to Giuliani, that it was Hunter Biden who took in that laptop and left it there. Now, I can tell you from having taken my laptop in to be repaired, there is no way that they can get in there and retrieve that information, especially if you have to sign into your computer and they don't have that information. There's no way they can have seen it. And when you think that Giuliani is going out and basically he's a mouthpiece for Trump, that Trump brought him in when Cohen was put or indicted and is now serving time, and now that Cohen is going back and letting people know just how bad Trump really is, all of a sudden, now it's Giuliani. And Giuliani is shady to begin with. Just because he happened to be mayor right when 9/11 happened, he didn't bother to tell you all the other things that were going on, and the fact that their main place of operations for certain disaster relief was housed in one of the Twin Towers, that they lost all of that. So Giuliani is not someone to believe, just like Trump is not someone to believe. And it's been proven that every word out of his mouth is a lie. So you need to make sure that when you're putting content out there, that you do your due diligence and make sure that everything you put out there is the truth. Because when you gain authority and you can influence people, then you can build a very successful business. Now, as many as 53% of people on mobile devices give up on the site. So this is what I'm backing up and saying, that every website has to be mobile friendly. And I use Builderall, and it's a digital marketing platform, and they have redone and revised their software so that everything is not only high speed, but that it also can convert into being mobile friendly, because almost everyone today has a smartphone where all they have to do is open it up and get on the internet. So as many as 53% of the people on mobile devices give up on a site that takes more than 3 seconds to load. This means that the site as a whole needs more than 3 seconds, needs to be optimized for speed. If you use platforms like WordPress, you have to access a variety of tools to improve the performance of your website. And one thing, Builderall just launched their 4.0, and in Cheetah, they also have what's known as the Turbo website, which means it loads within 3 seconds. Design layout. More than 1/3 of visitors will leave a site if the layout is poor. Color choices, graphics, and even the overall layout of the site functions can cause issues for certain users. You need to deliver good functions that can cause issues. Let me back up, because I'm getting jumbled up here in what I'm saying. And I know this is a show, but let's back up and let's get this thing right. For one thing, more than 1/3 of visitors will leave a site if the layout is poor. You have to look at your color choices, your graphics, and even the overall layout of the site's functions, because they can cause issues for certain users. You need to deliver good visual and functional experience for everyone visiting your website. Here's another thing to think about. It also has to be consistent. If it's consistent and all the buttons are the same color and the background is the same, then that's a design that will entice people to want to stay, because it's not lost. It's fluid all the way through. And avoid rushing. Don't try too hard to achieve a certain word count. This often leads to what's known as fluff. It's content within an article that doesn't seem to have a purpose other than stretching out how many words are on a web page. It can confuse your readers as well as search engine bots for optimization. Now, be mobile friendly. Everyone needs to have a mobile-friendly website today. More than 54% of people browsing the internet are doing so from smartphones and tablets. If your site isn't responsive or has a mobile variant, you may alienate more than half of your consumers. Being mobile-friendly includes a variety of adjustments for your website. Now, this is why I use Builderall and why I tout them as one of the best digital marketing platforms available, because they not only have, as part of their staff, web developers, but they have people that write the codes. And they're constantly updating and changing and improving their platform to make it more adaptable. Because when you look at the past, when in the 20th century, when you had the big, large computers, it was DOS. It was such a complex type of development. And now, writing code is so technical. And not only that, it's an industry in its own. Then if they have the code and you know how to use it to create some of the best websites, and all you have to do is draw in panels and build out a beautiful website, then it's going to make it easy for you to build and promote your business, your e-commerce business, and do it for a fairly low, reasonable price. No flash video. Most mobile devices do not work well with flash. Optimization, image, rendering, graphics takes bandwidth and time. Always use the correct sizes for your site. Tappable elements, text links are often too small for thumbs. Use larger buttons that are easy to touch or click. Easy navigation. Don't overfill the navigation menu. If it fills the screen of a smartphone, it often appears overwhelming. Even functionality. Visitors should be able to easily manage the site from a 3-inch screen. Remember this, everyone has a smartphone today, and all of the millennials and the Generation Z, they grew up using the technology. They're the computer age. They're the people that everything became digital, and they understand and they can create the technology. When it came to Steve Jobs and it comes to Bill Gates, they invented those industries. That's why, and there were no degrees in those industries. But today, it's such a technical industry that you really need to understand it when you do it right. Some aspects of being mobile friendly do not require monetary investment. Things such as modifying images to fit, redesigning the menu bar, and more can be done easily by yourself. In fact, using systems like WordPress hosting already does most of it for you. It already is mobile responsive without making adjustments. Now, the thing is that if you're using WordPress, you have a free version with limited services, and then you have to upgrade. But what you have to do to make it functional is add a lot of plugins. And unless you understand how to do all of that, it's not as easy as you think to use WordPress. So always look for things that make it easy for you. Integrate social media. One of the beautiful things about social media is how effective it is without actually spending money. It's free to create a profile on most platforms that can easily put your business in front of thousands of potential consumers. However, it's not enough to simply have a Facebook or a Twitter profile. You can't just put up a business page and help people flock to it. You have to be a part of the premise behind the idea of being social. And daily posts. The number of times you show post content in social media varies for businesses. While some find it successful to do 5 or more, others do well with just 1. The point is that you need to be active if you want attention from your target audience. Image matters. When posting content in social media, use images or video, graphics. Engage users. Far more simple. Text. For instance, posts with images on LinkedIn receive 200% more of engagement rate than regular text. On Twitter, videos are sometimes more likely to be retweeted than simple photos. Focus on your target audience. Focus on the business of your particular audience. The more you streamline content, products, and services, the higher the quality of your visitors. This means that you'll target those who are mostly likely to spend money with your business. For example, you wouldn't want to create a guest blog post on a website that centers around lawn care products if you're selling kitchen appliances. Any marketing that you do needs to stay relevant to what you offer. Diversify your operation. Growing a business often involves diversifying the operation. There's nothing wrong with including elements that will help you draw on a larger crowd or benefit from existing traffic. Being diverse with your business grows income while keeping the company protected from market shifts. Like the adage goes, never put all your eggs in one basket. Keep the business flexible and easy to adapt to trends and change. Here are a few points of what I'm talking about. Expanding inventory. A lot of e-commerce owners will expand the inventory to include complementary items. For instance, many computer and gaming shops will also stock caffeinated drinks or snacks for those who want prolonged gameplay. Ad revenue. Adding things like Google AdSense to your site helps generate a bit of additional revenue. Some don't like this as it has a chance to take potential buyers to competing websites. However, some business models may excel with things like AdSense. Promote your YouTube channel. Many companies will develop a YouTube channel to accentuate their business. Not only does it engage your audience, but you can earn ad revenue from the experience as well. What about creating a channel showing people how to use your products or services? Start a reseller hosting company. If you operate online or in digital marketing, you're going to meet businesses that aren't fully aware of handling and hosting aspect of their operation. Offer to help them both in the marketing and with their hosting, the reseller hosting business that you start. In reality, maintaining number of sites when you have processes in place is quite easy. In some instances, It may take a bit of imagination to figure out how to be diverse. In reality, it's worth the time if you find something that fits your business and niche perfectly. Take advantage of free marketing tools. The internet is full of free marketing tools, from email marketing campaigns to designing perfect social media graphics. While it may take a bit of effort to find tools that work best for you, the end result is far more streamlined system. Let's say you want to publish a post on your Twitter, Facebook, or Google Plus accounts. Now, Google Plus has been defunct or closed down, and Yahoo Groups is about to close down simply because the sites like chatbots and Twitter and Facebook have, and also Pinterest and some of the others like Snapchat have taken over. You even have TikTok, which is taken over. So just remember, keep up to date on what's going on with all of the different tools. Network with complementary businesses. A great use of your time and effort is to network, forming a symbiotic relationship with another business can offer excellent rewards, one of which is getting your brand in front of consumers who may not know it exists yet. Networking takes nothing but effort on your behalf. This involves reaching out to other businesses or individuals who are in your industry but not exactly competing for the same buyers. In fact, a lot of large corporations join forces simply to expand their reach. For example, look at most non-proprietary smartphone manufacturers. Samsung partners with Google to create Android phones. This gives Samsung an operating system while letting Google run the software. Both companies benefit from each sale. Google reaches Samsung fans, Samsung reaches Google fans. It's a win-win for both brands. Even the smallest of businesses can network together to expand their reach. It doesn't have to be as involved or as vast as Samsung and Google. If two companies can benefit one another, then offering a network is ideal for all parties involved. Networking properly requires some kind of common niche or logical conclusion. And you can go to my website, and that website is the #1 personal careercoach.com. And you can sign up for group coaching or individual coaching. But some of the things that we focus in on is to help you expand your online presence. Because when you're looking at an online presence, you're looking at building an online business and marketing. And in so many ways, it is the wave of the future, but it is happening today.